Hello everyone, this is Aditya Jangam, BNY second year student SVS Bangalore. Welcome to our third practice with me video where we will be practicing for forward bending. So there are different type of asanas which require different exercises which are based on forward bending, backward bending, twisting, hand balance and leg balance. In this video we will learn about different forward bending easy exercises which will help you to flex your lower back, upper back and hamstrings. So let's get started with mat and bricks. So let's start with our first exercise, which is Janushirasana. You have to go in Dandasana. So it's like Paschimottanasana pose. You have to keep your knees straight and your feet flat. After that, what you have to do is take any leg and touch your feet to your another leg. Now, here you should check the distance and the angle, which should be 90 degree, and raise your hands up. Inhale, exhale, and bend forward. Then again come back, inhale, exhale, giving stretch to your lower back and forward. You have to continue this exercise for 10 counts. After doing that, you have to take brick. If you are beginner, you can start with the brick. So what you have to take, you have to place this brick between your hands, raise your hands up, inhale first, exhale and go down. Now what you have to do is you have to place this brick behind your foot and you have to hold here for 1 minute. After holding here, you have to press your elbows down and hold here. After doing this, you have to do dynamic exercises for 10 counts. Again, you have to come up, then again down, exhale and hold. After going for this pose, you have to do normal breathing where you have to focus on your breath and then relax. So, after doing this exercise, you have to try with another legs which will flex your lower back muscles. So, second exercise is Paschimottanasana. We'll start with beginner practices and then we'll go for advanced. So, you have to go in Dandasana, you have to keep your knees straight and then you have to take the brick in your hands, raise your hands up. Here, your bicep should be touching your ear and the brick should be held between two hands. Now, inhale. Exhale and bend forward. Now place this brick behind your foot and try to keep your knees straight. Now after holding here, you have to stretch your lower back up and hold here. You have to hold this pose for 1 minute. After holding for 1 minute, try to touch your elbows down. How much ever you can bend forward and try to touch your head to your shin bone. Always keep in mind you have to keep your knees straight and elbows bent. You have to inhale and exhale in a normal condition. After doing this, you can keep break aside. Now, what you have to do is you have to catch your big toe with your fingers and try to move your body forward. You have to hold this pose for 1 minute. Then relax, come back in normal position. So this is our second exercise of Paschimottanasana. Again, we'll go for our upper back stage, which is Karnapidasana and Halasana. What you have to do is you have to sleep on your back. After sleeping on your back, you have to raise your leg to 90 degree. So after raising to 90 degree, you have to move forward and placing your legs on the mat towards your head side and you have to roll your body front. In this pose, if you are beginner, you have to lock your hands, you have to stretch forward with the help of hand and shoulder. After doing this, you have to check whether your back has hunch or it's straight. If it has hunch, you have to make it straight and try to touch your chest to your chin. So after touching that, you have to go for Halasana. Here, you have to keep your knees straight, toes point and hold for 1 minute. After holding for 1 minute, what you have to do is, you have to take your legs more front and do extreme forward bend. In this pose, you have to hold for 1 minute, so you will get stretched to your upper back. After doing that and continue with the same exercise, you have to bend your knees and go for Karnapidasana. Here the point should be kept in mind is you have to hold this asana for 2 minutes and it should be 90 degree. If you are beginner, you can hold as much as you can. After holding this, you can relax your hands keeping it in shoulder distance. This is Karnapidasana. After doing this Karnapidasana, you can relax in Halasana. Again, after Halasana, you can relax your body down, touching your back and then legs to 90 degree and then relax. So next exercise is Kurmasana. What you have to do is you have to open your legs in front, then open wide apart. Now here, you have to first bend forward, giving stretch to your lower back, slowly bend forward. And if you are a beginner, you can take break and bend forward. You have to hold this pose, keeping your toes flat. If you keep your toes flat, you will get proper stretch to your hamstring and it will build strain to your hamstring. Now, after holding here for 1 minute, what you have to do is try to touch your belly part down and chest and then chin. After doing this, you have to hold for 2 minutes. After completing of 2 minutes, you have to relax the pose. So we'll go for advanced Kurmasana. What you have to do is you have to first bend your knees, put your hands and side legs and then try to keep your knees straight and toes point. Here you have to hold for 1 minute. So now we'll go for standing exercise. There are two different exercises like Titivasana and first forward fold. So what you have to do is take distance between your legs. After taking distance between your legs, what you have to do is make lock of your hands and you have to give jerks from your lower back. You have to bend forward and give jerks. In this pose, you have to try to keep your knees straight and ankles facing forward and bending forward. After completing for 10 exercises, what you have to do is you have to keep your elbows near your shin bone and try to hold here, bending forward and keeping your knees straight. After doing this, you have to bend your seat and bend your knees. You have to lock your hands behind your waist for Titivasana. After doing this pose, you have to straight and try to do this pose for 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. After doing this pose, you have to relax your legs. So now we'll go for actual pose. You have to sit in squat position. Now here, you have to lock your hands behind your waist. Now, first you have to inhale and raise your chest for Bhujangasana. Like this. Now, take a little bit distance here. While exhaling, you have to raise your body up and try to keep your knees straight and then raise your body up. You have to hold this pose for 30 seconds. After doing this pose, you have to relax and go in Dandasana. So, doing this forward exercises, you have to go for counter pose, which is Bhujangasana. You have to practice Bhujangasana for 10 times. So, you have to go on stomach, place your hands beside your chest and then raise your body up and go for Bhujangasana. You have to do this exercise for 10 counts and then you can hold for 10 seconds. After completion of 10 rounds, you have to hold this pose in Dvipadraj Kapotanasana. After done with Dvipadraj Kapotanasana, you can bend forward in Vajrasana. So these are different practices for forward bending advanced asanas. Do subscribe and let me know your doubts in comment section below. Thank you and see you in next video.